Hey, it's Daniel Jacob here, and in today's video, I want to talk about how to stop getting friend-zoned by women. But before I dive in, I want you to hit like and subscribe right below this video, and make sure to stay for the whole entire video, because I'm going to show you how to never get placed in the friend zone ever again. So let me ask you something. Are you a guy that's always had a lot of female friends? Maybe growing up, you've always had a lot of girls that you're hanging out with, that you're chilling with, or maybe right now you have a big social circle with a lot of even maybe beautiful women in it. But the problem is that they don't see you as a viable sexual option. And maybe it's even getting to the point where they talk to you about all of their dating and relationship problems with other guys. They tell you how other guys are jerks, assholes, how they treat them, very poorly. And you listen to them. You sit there almost like a therapist, taking in all of their emotional baggage, but you never personally ever do anything with them sexually. You just talk to them as a friend, and things never cross that boundary. Or maybe you're even actively working on your dating life and you're going out, you're meeting women on dating apps, maybe you're approaching women, but every time you feel that little bit of sexual tension between you and the girl that you're talking to, you instantly feel resistance to it. You kind of shut down inside and you ask very, very surface level questions, and you keep the conversation very dry, very bland, and very platonic. And you have this ability to almost step in through this door of sexual tension and raise the tension even more and create that man-to-woman connection. But because you feel so uncomfortable due to your own sexual shame and fear of being rejected for being sexual, for moving things forward, for escalating, for making a move, you instead pull back and keep things very friendly and very platonic. And if you're a guy who's been dealing with this, maybe even you're going on dates, and every date that you go on, you take women out to nice bars and maybe restaurants, you pay for them, you do different nice things for them, but you never actually have that killer instinct to make a move, to show that intent that you have, to cross that boundary of going from being a friend, speaking to a friend, to being a man who's talking to a woman. You never have that ability. Maybe you're feeling this right now. Maybe you've been having a lot of these struggles. And most likely what you're doing is you're going online and you're searching for answers. You're scrolling through YouTube. You're looking through different Facebook groups, trying to find the solution to get the fuck out of the friend zone and to stop being seen just as this buddy by women. Instead, you want to be someone who they're sexually attracted to, someone who really turns them on, someone who they're really getting intimate with and who they're able to build a relationship with. But instead, you're just a buddy to them, just a buddy. So what do? You go online and you look for answers, and most of the answers that you find are different little tips, different little tricks and tactics that tell you how to flirt with women, how to use different pickup tactics. And when you go out and you try to implement these tactics, guess what happens? Not only do you struggle still to step through into that door of that man-to-woman connection and still create that sexual bond with them, but on top of that, you also feel really slimy inside. You feel like by you using these tactics, you're taking advantage of women. You feel like you're using them because you're not truly being yourself. And if you also think about it from a different perspective, there's a lot of guys out there that don't need tactics, that don't need little pickup strategies, little tricks that they learned on YouTube to have that man-to-woman connection. They don't need any of it. They naturally avoid being placed in the friend zone. They naturally are seen as a guy who's just a sexual man, who's a guy that's desirable and wanted by women sexually. And why is it that you are not that kind of guy, but there are guys that could just walk into a room and every woman desires them? What's the difference between you and those guys that are naturally sexually desired by women? Well, the biggest thing is that those guys are embodied. And what I mean by embodied is that they're in touch with the energy, with the, kind of their desire and the sexual energy in their lower body. So specifically, I'm talking about the energy in your cock and balls. So most guys that struggle with women and naturally get placed in the friend zone, they're naturally pinged immediately by women as a buddy or as a, as a guy that women are only going to be platonic with, are guys that are in their head, guys that are overthinking things, guys that are seeking approval from women, instead of guys that are grounded in their body, they're in touch with their balls, with their dick, and they're unapologetically feeling that energy when they're talking to women. So the problem isn't just an external problem. It isn't just what you're saying. It isn't just what you're doing. It's something that goes a lot deeper than that. It's actually how you're being around women. It's how you're showing up around women. It's what you're allowing yourself to feel around women and what you're actually blocking within yourself and what you're avoiding feeling around women that's really making all of the difference here. And the guys that are naturally sexual with women and seen as, sexual potential options with women are guys that are very unapologetic about, really walking around, feeling their dick, feeling their balls, and being able to push that energy out and not being ashamed of it. So if you have a lot of sexual shame, if you have a lot of fear of rejection, if you just overall feel like you're unworthy of being sexual with women, you're feeling unworthy of being sexual with a certain type of women, then I invite you to book a call with me, because you're getting a lot of value from this video and you're understanding your problems. But if you don't do something about them, if you don't talk to someone about them who's an expert, you're going to stay exactly where you're at. So I invite you to book that call and jump on a 45-minute session with me where I'm going to help you pinpoint exactly what you're doing that's blocking you from being seen as a sexual option with women, and exactly what you're doing energetically and behaviorally that's putting you in the friend zone without you even realizing it. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.